Hey gamers, what is up? It is me, Jake, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the classic video game, Kingdom Hearts 3. At least that's what the GameStop TV told me. Now, Kingdom Hearts is a classic relic of early to mid 2000s weeboo culture. Released in the early PS2 days, it quickly became a hit because it was a game about the average Hot Topic shopper visiting Disney Worlds, and this meant that both the target demographic for Hot Topic and Disney fans ended up buying tons of copies of it, and what do you know, it sold millions. Kingdom Hearts 3, however, has been in development for a while, as Square Enix was too busy caught up in eventually trying to release Final Fantasy 15, a game that nearly took 10 years to finally come out because they were too busy showing off tech demos. I mean, with all those tech demos they were showing, they should have gotten jobs at, like, 3D Mark or whatever. They could have had, like, the most badass computer-pushing benchmark of all time with all those tech demos they were showing off for Versus 13. Oh, now it's called Final Fantasy 15, and we still haven't released our game yet. But as Rockstar and Bethesda have showed, if you wait forever to release a sequel, there will be unreal amounts of hype for a game, and that's the case for Kingdom Hearts 3, a game that everybody has been hyped up over and ready to declare the best game ever made. Until the next one comes out, of course, and they whip open their mom's credit card and drive to GameStop, or actually now just have some wagey at the Amazon warehouse stuff their game in a box, and then it's delivered by some dude in a delivery van with packages stacked up to the windshield, and yeah. But is this game any good, or is it just bargain bin $20 material? Well, as gamers, let's find out today. The first thing I notice when I start the game up is there's a notice for streamers, and I guess it's a sign of the times when games nowadays have to say, oh, you can only do so-and-so when you stream our game. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Let's Playing or streaming when it comes to single-player games, because I'd rather see someone put the stream down and play the game, and I never have been a fan of Let's Players or streamers, because especially if you're not playing the game yourself, you're going to miss a lot of problems or good parts about the game, depending on the game. And I'd rather see people put the stream down and play the game, but hey, it's free marketing. They play your game, viewers buy your game, you get paid because people are going to tune in to watch some big guy on Twitch play your game. That's just how the industry works. Now, the story of the Kingdom Hearts franchise is very convoluted for something that should just be a simple crossover with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, just like a long fanfiction written by a lonely nerd on some Acer laptop with a TV tropes page for it that is very, very long. You'll sit through the cutscenes going, meh, who cares most of the time, because the big problem with this game is it's one of those games with this long, convoluted story that you really don't understand if you haven't played, like, the first few games religiously, and then you played Final Mix on an imported Japanese PS2 you bought with your mom's credit card or in an emulator, and then you played, like, the 10 spin-offs or whatever. It seems like there's 400 Kingdom Hearts spin-offs these days. I mean, how many Kingdom Hearts spin-offs do they possibly make? It's like, how am I supposed to care about all this story stuff that goes on? I mean, if I haven't, like, bought, like, 10 of these games, how am I supposed to care? That's the big problem with the story of Kingdom Hearts. And yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, here's what's going to happen when you play Kingdom Hearts 3. You're going to start the game up, and you're going to see these dumbass cutscenes with a bunch of dudes in their middle school playing chess or whatever, and you're like, what is the point of this? Is like the story basically, the main Hot Topic dude is playing chess, and he gets his ass whooped, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Hot Topic, and I'm going to purchase some clothes, and I'm going to get high as balls, and I'm going to, like, run around in these Disney worlds. Like, is that the story of this game? Because it seems like that to me, because I started skipping the cutscenes because I was falling asleep from how dull and boring these were. Like, how am I supposed to care about any of this? Now, I probably skipped over it because I got tired of these dumbass movie-length cutscenes, but there's a super hilarious joke in Kingdom Hearts 3. When you start the game, you see Kingdom Hearts 2.9. Haha, get it? There's a million spin-offs and it's been in development forever. It's just like that hilarious, after 12 years it should be joke at the beginning of the classic game Duke Nukem Forever, which was even funnier because that game wasn't quite a classic, if you know what I mean. So after sludging quite a few minutes through tutorials and through loading screens and through cutscenes, which I ended up skipping because I'm like, I don't even care about any of this. I just want to get to the darn meat and bones of the game. I know there's some dull JRPG cutscenes, but Kingdom Hearts has some of the dullest. And the thing is, let's talk about the gameplay now. Well, after I got to the meat and bones of the game, the gameplay, I got bored after a few minutes of it. See, it seems like with the demise of the demo, because you don't see demos with games anymore at all. They've gotten rid of demos because they're like, you should spend $60 on a game and hope you like it, because if it's a physical copy, a lot of stores are not going to take returns for it. And you better spend $60 and hope you like the game. And with the demise of the demo and the assumption that people will buy anything anyway, developers forgot how to hook gamers. Hell, I remember some guy in my college saying BioShock sucked, and his reasoning was because that didn't hook him in. And the same thing applies here, except BioShock at least had much more to hook you in than this game ever did. And the same thing applies here. It seems like the appeal of this game is the big name licensing. And that's it, because the game's about a Hot Topic shopper going to random Disney World, slicing up random enemies, and then going to the next one with some cutscenes in between here or there that could be synced up with any song on the Linkin Park album Hybrid Theory. And that's what it is. You go to worlds, you slice up enemies, you go to the next one, and somehow they managed to make a fast-paced action RPG about as dull as the McDonald's dollar menu. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3, I got bored playing this game real quickly. See, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a story-driven game, and the story relies heavily on the complex stories of previous titles that are more fanficky than anything of substance, and Disney nostalgia, because, hey, look, you watched this Disney film when you were a kid. I mean, you better have. I mean, your mom should have taken you to the movies. Your mom should have bought all those Disney VHS tapes in those, like, white packages that are like plastic, because if your mom didn't buy you those, then you had no childhood, because guess what? Your whole childhood is about how much corporate video games and movies and shit you consumed. That's literally what your childhood has to be about, baby. That's what your childhood's about. It's got to be about how much corporate media you consumed as a kid. And if you didn't watch it on Disney movies, you won't give a shit about the story. And this is where the problem comes out, because the game is a high-budget Japanese interactive movie. There are some cutscenes, but when it comes to the gameplay, you press the A button until you feel like falling asleep. The story isn't exactly interesting, and the gameplay feels fun at first, but you get bored of it. And it feels like an afterthought to the amount of fan service and pandering the series is famous for. Hey, look, we've got the Disney license. Hey, look, we've got the Disney license. We are making the best game ever made because we've got the Disney license. Now, anyhow, the soundtrack in Kingdom Hearts 3 is okay, but I would have preferred if Disney really went with the soundtrack everyone listens to while playing this game and licensed Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, My Chemical Romance, Evanescence, and more bands that you'll find in videos titled Kingdom Hearts AMV. Maybe they could even add a retro option which plays back the soundtrack in your choice of BlackBerry, iPod Nano, cheap compact laptop speakers, or Mom's Ford Windstar speaker quality. The graphics in the game are okay. While the game uses several art styles, depending on the world you're in, it's like a lot of modern games. It's flashy, but it lacks a sort of substance and soul to it. Here you are running as Mr. Hot Topic through a world of corporate nostalgia, of brand names and whatnot. I mean, look, there's references to random Disney movies. There's references to Disney parks. Maybe you should spend big money on going to a Disney theme park and give their CEO more money. maybe you should. Hey, look, there's Mickey Mouse, there's Donald Duck, there's Goofy. Maybe you should go and purchase more Disney DVDs when they take them out of the vault. That's basically what this game's art direction implies. Buy our please buy our movies, I guess. So is Kingdom Hearts 3 right for you? Well, if you cling to your nostalgia-fueled memories about how everything was much better when you were a kid, or you buy video games based on what the GameStop in-store TV is showing, you've already bought this game. Maybe it'll get better after 50 hours of cutscenes, the Linkin Park CD blaring in the background, because that's what they all say when it comes to games that are like super, super long. They always will tell you when you get bored after the first 20 to 40 minutes, oh, it's so much better. Look at this game. You don't get it. You only play 20 minutes. You gotta play for 30 hours. That's when the game finally gets good. And I prefer games which actually have good gameplay. Not, the game gets good after 30 hours. You just don't understand. You don't understand. Because a lot of people aren't going to play the game for 30 hours. They might if there's hype. But then once the hype wears off, they'll go back to playing Fortnite. That's just how it is. Because Fortnite's the hot game everybody's hyped about, and the one that every dude working at your local fast food place or your local vape shop is playing. And the thing is, people wouldn't play this game for 30 hours if it didn't have a brand name and nostalgia pandering. Because that's what makes Kingdom Hearts sell, is the brand name and the fact that they pander so much to people who grew up on the same mass-marketed childhood. And if your childhood differed from this mass-marketed childhood, sorry, pal. You're not going to get this this classic work of art that is like a 20 out of 10 from IGN, and use your mom's credit card to buy this game for $60 at your local GameStop. So yeah, there's my review of Kingdom Hearts 3. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and post more games that I should review in the comments. Thanks. Thanks, gamers.